everyone, it's Jo from Upsadaisy here. Upsadaisy is a UK-based small business. We specialise in journaling stationery, especially our hero product, the Stencils, and we have a quarterly subscription box called the Big One. Now today's plan with me is all about giving you a walk through our most recent Big One stencils. If you want to see everything else that's included in the Big One, then hop over to our unboxing video, which I will link at the top. But today we're focusing on stencils, and I really just wanted to give you a little kind of hints and tips of the stencils that were included and how I would go about using them. So there's two different types of stencils we've included. We have 4 pocket stencils in our pocket full of stencils envelope, and we've got some paper craft based stencils. So I'm going to do the pocket stencils first. So I'm going to pop these over here for a second. So as I said, you've got 4 pocket stencils included. We have a mini font stencil. We have our pocket full of sunshine maker. We have our pattern maker, and we have our monster maker. So I'm going to go in with the monsters first of all, and it's actually a really nice, simple multi-part stencil. You can mix it up however you like. We've got 2 monster shapes, and they're based on the monsters that are across all of our pocket full of sunshine elements. We're calling them the pocket monsters. And if you just trace the outside shape, they're all quite organic shapes, which is nice. This one's got a little dot on the end of his antenna, and there's 2 faces that you can include. So I'm going to go in with the eye with a single tooth, and give him a pupil, and then for our monsters, the mouth is like a thick black line, and then he has a tooth. I'm going to do the other monster in the bottom corner. As I say, these are very simple stencils to use. You could definitely use them with ink, and maybe the ink dauber. I'll give that a go next, and then add the eyes over the top. So this is the other shape with a single eye. Go along the mouth. And then add in his teeth. So like this. The other thing we could do is use ink. So if you have any of the coordinating inks from the box, this would work really well. So I'm going to grab my seedless preserves. Let's open that up. We did sell the inks separately as a pre-order. So hopefully quite a lot of you have got those, but any kind of inks will work. So they're distress inks. I'm going to grab a little brush. Well, the best thing to do if you're using ink in your stencil is to tape down the actual stencil so that you don't get any movement. It's also worth, let's do him up here, covering up any holes near to where you're inking. So if you go over, you're not going to make a mess. So I'm going to cover that corner. Try and avoid having any fingerprints. I'm going to grab our little brush. And I am going to just test it. Would advise that every time you use a new ink, or even just every time you ink up your brush, you have an idea of how it's going to come out. This is quite a pigmented ink, hence why I've just tapped it on there before using it, so that you're not getting kind of too many big dark splodges, unless dark splodges is what you're looking for. So now we've got a nice kind of raspberry coloured monster. Take this off. If you want to wash your stencils, you can wipe them down with a baby wipe or give them a little wipe with some tissue. I've still managed to get it on there, even though I marked it off. Typical. And once you've got that, let's give that a little wipe so I can do his face. I'm just wiping it with tissue. Get the excess off so I don't get it in with it all over my fingers. Go. So what I'm going to end up with is a red eye. So I am going to have to, I'm going to colour his eye in black, and I'm going to make it white in the middle with, actually, have I got a paint pen? Maybe I've got a paint pen. Let's see if this works. I want a thicker paint pen than that. Go. This is just a white jelly roll pen. There we go. The other thing you could do is cut the eye shape out of washi tape, mask it off when you're inking, and then peel it off, and then you'll be left with the reveal behind. This works quite well. There's our little monster, and I'll add his pupil in a second once that's dried. So that's our monster stencil. There's a few different ways. Obviously you can use that for decoration. You could have him holding the day of the week, for example. So we could put on, just going to do that without pressing that down. Like this. Can I get his eye on? That would be cute for a daily spread, perhaps. So that's the monster stencil. We've seen the font stencil in action. Let's do the pocket. So if you can see from here, we've got the sun popping out of the pocket. Again, you could use the pocket separately. You could have a monster popping out of a pocket. You could just have the pocket. Totally up to you. Hopefully there's a few different ways that you could use this. I'm doing my little sun. Make it super colourful. You could do it with ink again. Because these are all relatively simple shapes, I think they work quite well with inks. I haven't got my sun popping out quite as much as the one on that picture, but you get the idea. It's also quite nice to add kind of like stitching. Make the line a little bit broken. Maybe use a slightly thinner pen or press a bit more lightly. And again, you could totally use that to add a title to a page. Like this. So that's our pocket stencil, and our monster. Put those there. The text, I've shown you. The holes are along the bottom. They are in alphabetical order. You've also got all the numbers. It's all uppercase because there is no lowercase in this font, so it's all on one stencil. And this really is just a way to add a bit of decoration to your page. So you can use whatever inks work for you, or you could use a pen. So I'm going to do, see the black splodges in pen. Be quite nice to take some ink and kind of overlay. Go over here. Throw my ink on the floor. A combination of ink and pen, like this. just as a really organic shaped kind of pattern. You could have it in the corner of a page. You could use these shapes again to put days of the week in, or you could draw around them and use them to write inside, kind of like a brain dump. There's lots of different ways, because they're really kind of flexible shapes, organic, generic, simple shapes, that you could use them in a lot of ways, functional and decorative. So really the limit is your imagination. Perhaps you would do something like that in the corner of the page, and then use this as a title with the day in. This could be a header. You could ink it and then you could write over the top of it. So let me do that now. So perhaps you have a shape like this, and then obviously there are other colours. I've just got that brush, and then you would put so all of these are just with one pen and one ink pad. So we've got our header, bit of decoration, a whole combination. And now I'm going to show you how to use the Pocket Maker stencils. So the second set of stencils within the Pocket Full of Sunshine Big One subscription box are our Pocket Full of Papercraft stencils. So we have, and this has already been opened, 6 sheets of scrapbook paper, 3 of this Pocket Monster pattern, all double-sided, and 3 of this kind of rainbow stripe pattern, and this side's got like a sunshine pattern on it. So you've got 3 of each, and you've also got 3 Pocket Maker stencils. So I'm going to quickly show you how to make these, and then in a later video later in the month I'll be showing you a spread that I've created with these. So let's first of all take one of the sheets of paper, take a pen, and I'm going to do the butterfly. Let's see if I can position it so that we get minimum wastage. So just trace around the outside. I'm doing it in pen just so that it's easier for you to see on the video, but you would perhaps want to do that with pencil. I'm just tracing through these, although these are the fold lines, the lines inside, so you don't necessarily need to trace through them, but again, I'm doing it so you can see. I'm using the pocket for the paper craft tools, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut out this shape. These are lovely little scissors, very neat and tidy. So you'll be able to do quite intricate cuts with these. Excuse me if this goes off camera, it's quite tricky to cut things with your arms far away from your body. Once I've got this all cut out, this envelope actually makes into the cutest little butterfly envelope, which I'm going to show you in a second. Nearly there. So once you've got the shape cut, I will take a ruler and just score along those lines. Going to make it easier for you to fold it. And then take those and fold them in along the scored lines. And then you should be able to create the butterfly. So you can see if you go in a circle, turning them in order, the last one should tuck in. Creating this little kind of almost concertina. That's not the right word. I don't know how to describe it. Almost like a flower. But then it will open up, and so you can pop in a little piece of paper with a note or perhaps a sticker in there. It's a nice way of kind of hiding something in your journal, and it seals itself without needing anything to seal it. So that's the first shape. The other two are very similar in terms of how you would make them. They're just different sizes. This one has a bigger flap here, whereas this one you could use in horizontal or vertical orientation depending on preference. So I'll do this one. So again, you just want to trace around the outside of your envelope shape. Excuse this on my hand, by the way. I popped out into the garden while I was waiting for my camera to charge in between filming, and got out the lawn furniture, and something's bitten me while I've been out there. It's ever so itchy, but I'm ignoring it, and I really wanted to get this bit of filming done. So yeah, behind the scenes reality. Again, I would trace the outline in pencil if I was not doing this on camera. Just so that once you've folded it and when you open it, you won't see those kind of guidelines. But the purpose of showing you where I've traced and how I'm going to cut it. I think pen is needed. Whoop. So that's your shape. Again, I'm going to just take a ruler and score along the lines. And once you've done that, you can create your envelope. So if you were doing a vertical envelope, you could do it like this and leave this undone so that you could maybe pop in a long piece of paper with a list, or you could do an envelope that way and fold the insides in first. And I will just add a little bit of tape just here and here. You could even use one of the Habit Monster stickers to seal these in your journal. So that's the second envelope shape. And then the very last one, let's do this one. I'm going to do it on the other side of that double-sided paper. Again, trace round with your pen. Adding those fold lines just for guidance. And then I'm going to cut them out. Oop. If you need more of this scrapbook paper as a subscriber, you can download it as part of the digital bundle that comes with the box. You can either print at home, or there is a link within our resources for a great company that will do really small print runs, you know, 1 or 2 sheets, for quite an inexpensive price, and deliver it to your door. And you can get it printed on, you know, nice thick paper if you wanted to. So totally up to you whether you utilise your home printer or whether you go for a professional print. It's a nice busy print. So that's the last one. Don't forget to fold the sides in first, then the bottom, and you know the bottom is a slightly smaller shape than the top fold. And then you've got a teeny pocket. How cute is that? So that's it, that's the 3 shapes. We've got our long envelope, our diddy envelope, and the one that we're calling a butterfly envelope. And I think these would make a really great journal spread. I am gonna include a video showing where I've used this to create a spread later on in the month, so keep an eye out. Make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye bye.